'em in the pasture, run 'em in the pen, work 'em on the Sundays, do it all again. Race 'em in the sand, buck 'em in the mud, drip a cowboy's sweat, bleed a cowboy's blood.
Hi, I'm tie-down roper Tyson Durfee, and you are watching the Pepper Stewart Show.
What is he talking about? Tyson Durfee, he's up there at the NFR right now with a lot of folks, a lot of people, a lot of stuff's going on tonight. Matter of fact, you got the NFR kicks off. NFR going on. You got the junior NFR going on. You got the Senate shootout going on. You got all kinds of stuff that's going on in Las Vegas. Everything's going on, and we're here, or I'm here, Dallas, Texas, for you guys, for the people. I'm here for the people. That's why I'm here. Got my glasses on. I'm set, ready to go. Got some stories lined up. Got some people to talk to. Got stuff going on. And we're going to give away some more tickets. We're going to give away some more tickets tonight. Matter of fact, the weather has gotten so cold here in the location of the studio. Well, not that cold. It's only like 30 something, but anyway, the rest of the guys disappeared. They got scared, went home to turn the heater on, apparently. So that's what's going on with that. Dallas, Texas, we're going to give away tickets for something. Everybody wants to know about the tickets that we're giving away and what we're giving away for. If you don't know, now you know about that.
Big dreams collide in the Lone Star State. Saturday, February 24th. The Professional Bull Riders Built Ford Tough Series returns with the Iron Cowboy, a PBR major. And Sunday, February 25th, the richest one-day rodeo. RFD TV's The American, the PBR Iron Cowboy, and RFD TV's The American. February 24th and 25th at AT&T Stadium. A limited number of weekend tickets start at $70. Get them now at Ticketmaster.com.
Well, you're the expert.
Sounds like a good deal to me. It sounds good. It sounds real good. Sounds like a great deal.
So, good for you.
Well, it's good for anybody who wants to go to the rodeo. We're going to do that here shortly. We're going to do that. We're going to give away some tickets. We're going to pop a question on you. All right, we're going to pop a question on you. If you know that question, once we ask it, we'll ask the question. We'll give you a few minutes. We'll throw the number up. First one to call in and win first one to call in with the correct answer. A lot of people try to call in, but the first one with the correct answer is going to win. I will tell you this. We're not going to ask the question until after our talk with Angela. We're going to talk to Angela, barrel racer extraordinaire. She wrapped up some stuff down at the PAFRA finals. So we're going to ask her about that stuff, and then we're going to pick her brain on stuff going down at the NFR. So we're going to ask her about that. And I got more stuff. What's in the news? Stuff's in the news all the time. There's always something going on. I did kind of get a kick out of a story that popped up here recently about the concealed carry license, where all these people are upset about the concealed carry, that now people can conceal carry more. It's like, no, that's not how that works. Apparently, they're trying to get to where all states are reciprocal to each other, to where if you have a concealed handgun license in one state, that the other states that offer handgun license will also recognize that. Because I know now there's certain states that like in Texas, certain states you can swap. If you got a Texas license, you can go to certain states and it's still good. And you got to be sure and call that state before you go and find out. I know, like last year when I went to Denver, to Colorado, not Denver, went to Stanley Hotel in Estes Park. But anyhow, I called up ahead to the state itself of Denver. I talked to the whole state and asked them about that. Say, hey, I'm in Texas. I'm hauling my pistola up there because I don't know if you got banditos or not, and I need to make sure that everything's all good because I didn't want to have any trouble at the airport. So they said, all good. Just follow your regular guidelines that you would going anywhere else, and hey, easy peasy. So it's not like it's just everybody. Criminals still going to carry guns. If you got a gun and you're a criminal, you don't care what the law is because you're a criminal. That's why they call you that. That's why they call you a criminal. You want to be. I don't get that sometimes how the folks how the folks get that. But yeah, you're a criminal. That's why you're called a criminal. So, yeah, that's funny stuff. Speaking of criminals, let me see if you know about a criminal here. We're gonna do. Well, before I do that, I got a lot of stuff to do all by myself here today. We're going to get to the stores. We're going to talk about the electronic logs. A lot of people are asking about the electronic log for the ag exemption for the electronic logging device. I spent a lot of time on a lot of phones talking to Department of Transportation places to try to get this figured out for everybody. I got some information for you, so we'll get into that here shortly. I got some great odd news stories right here, though. Great stuff. Tex is going to wish he didn't miss this. Actually, I think one of these might be Tex that I broke into a store. We got some security. We got Amazon action going on. Doing some stuff ain't supposed to on security. Got caught on security camera. Doing something not supposed to do. Somebody broke into a store and stole something, or somebody. Somebody found some lottery tickets. We got a horse got rescued in New York. Kind of a good deal. Some people bought a French chateau or a castle over in France apparently, and there's a donkey in the Red Sea. So we're gonna get to that. We got some cow stuff for you. We're gonna got some cow stuff for you as well. Where do I want to start? Oh, talking about banditos, outlaws. Let's talk about that. Old West history right here. Old West stuff going on. Let's talk about this guy right here. You look at him like, what in the world is that guy doing? That's like a movie poster. Well, you're right. That's Henry Starr, by the way. Not Kenneth Starr. That's a different guy. Maybe his grandson. I don't know. Henry Starr right here. He was one of the most notorious bank robbers of the Old West. He glorified himself in his autobiography and at least didn't blame outside influence, but called it his chosen path. He was chosen to be an outlaw. Hey, some people are chosen to do certain things, and that was his. Starr served a total of 18 years in jail and was a model prisoner. He did what he's supposed to do. He robbed his first bank in 1893. In all that time, he claims he only killed one man. So he only had to kill one man on that bank robbing. But he's not sure. He said, I think I only killed one. I don't know. I popped some shots off. I know I got one. He was sentenced to hang by the hanging judge. And a couple of appeals later, he was sentenced to just 3 years. But his mother appealed to the president, Teddy Roosevelt, because one of Starr's relatives was with the Rough Riders in Cuba. All right, so he's trying to get favors. Speaking of favors from the president, apparently some kids went overseas and got in trouble, and I guess our current president tried to help them or something, and his parents was not upset with that. He was like, you know what, I'm gonna get my 15 minutes of fame and cash in on this deal because everybody wants to talk to him. What else we got? Starr then went straight. He went straight and got married. In the state of Arkansas wanted him extradited for an old bank robbery. Starr teamed up with Kid Wilson and robbed more banks. He was caught and served 4 years in prison, but robbed 14 more banks after he got out. 19 and 15. So what's going on here? 1915, tried to rob a bank in Stroud, Oklahoma, and he was wounded by a teenager, and he was captured. He went to prison again, and after he got out of prison, he reenacted his role in a movie. But that was 1915, so this is a movie here. He did a movie and played himself in the movie. But there's always a but in there. In 19 and 20, 5 years later, he went back to robbing banks in Arkansas at the People's National Bank. But J.W. Myers had a plan. He hit a shotgun in the bank vault, and while Starr was getting the money out, Myers shot him with a shotgun. And Starr died 4 days later in 19 and 21. So don't rob banks, guys. Sometimes it works out for you, like, man, this is great, it's working out great, and then all of a sudden, bam, you get shot with a shotgun. You're like, dang, that probably was not a great idea. What else we got here? How about this? How about we got to do some ring-a-ding-ding here. Let's get this ring-a-ding-ding out of the way and talk about some stuff that's going on. And Where's it? Where'd it go? It's good stuff in here. Rolling solo in here. Even though board guy Chad swamped in, stuff going down. So, it's crazy stuff going on. Let's do some beef. Let's put some beef in you. Let's see what you want. What you want for dinner, by the way. Do you want beef or not? I'm gonna ask you about that. Because some people do. Well, yeah, who's got lots of stories, lots of good stories for you guys. Man, it's gonna be good. But I guess we're gonna dive into some beef dinner right quick, and then when we come back from this deal, we will talk to Angela about some rodeo.
Old MacDonald had a farm. Well, technically, I guess. Old MacDonald has farms and ranches. And on that ranch, she has a cow. Well, 247 cows, but who's counting? Well, that guy is. And on that ranch, he gathers real-time data about his cattle with one of these. Yeah, can't really beat the view. And on that ranch, he helps preserve our native grasslands and wildlife with integrity, perseverance, and an app. Ranch tools sure have changed. And over here, they provide care for the animal with a balanced diet and just the right mix of carbohydrates, proteins, and minerals. Pretty sure that means yum. And, of course, with humane handling here, safety testing there, and quality control everywhere along the way. Yeah, these are the people and the places that keep Old MacDonald running like new, where commitment and innovation help make sure beef will always be what's for dinner, and maybe breakfast, lunch, and the occasional snack. Meet today's farmers and ranchers who bring beef from pasture to plate at beefitswhatsfordinner.com.
Yeah, beef. That's what's for dinner all the time, or not all the time. Sometimes I don't eat the beef. Sometimes I eat something that's not beef related. So would you say that? So would you consider that part time?
The following program is made possible
I don't
with
want
the
to get
assistance of a grant
blown
from
up for this
SNH Green
again because
Stamp.
it happened before. So would that be considered part time? Could you be a part time vegetarian or a part time vegan if you happen to eat a meal that doesn't include beef? Because sometimes I do that. You know, like when I'm trying to stay on the lighter side of things, I may sneak in a salad for lunch. You know, I don't know if that's illegal in the world of beef, but I do it. So I don't know what that would be classified as, but that happens. That does happen sometimes. Sometimes I do enjoy a nice salad, but sometimes it has meat in it. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they trick me up and they send me one without meat. Matter of fact, one time, this was not at band camp, but I'd gotten a taco from a place, and they had accidentally given me the vegan tacos, and I ate it, or most of it. I was like, what in the world? It wasn't that bad. It's just they substituted the ground beef for with beans, so kind of interesting deal. So it's more like I was just eating a bean burrito disguised as a taco. But they do that, you know. They trick stuff up sometimes. Things get tricky. Tricky. Let's do some ring-a-ding-dang. See what's going on over here. Yep. All right. Let's see what happens here. Wow, it's loud. Is that loud? As loud in your ear as it is in mine?
Hello.
Hello. Are you awake?
Well, hello.
Are you ready? Are you ready for some NFR or what is going on?
I am sitting here patiently waiting for my NFR. Trust me.
So, all right. Before we dive into that, because I done teased a little bit here. PAFRA finals. What happened? What was going on over there?
PAFRA finals. Do you want to know about it all together, or you want to know what happened with me?
What did you do? You took a horse over there. Because I'm looking at a picture of it.
Yeah, I took 2 horses over there.
All right. What happened?
the first night we placed fifth. Ground was a little sticky. The second night it was a little too sticky. I took over the second barrel, which knocked us out of the average. And the third night, we came in fourth that night. But the fun thing about the third night and the final run was I decided to wear a cape and a PT boat.
All right.
To make my final run. So I thought I'd make it fun. So overall, we ended up 6 out of 17 horses. So not too bad. But, you know, the knocked over barrels sure did cost us quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
So.
But that's the dirt. They have not yet figured out a place to find barrel racing dirt, apparently.
Well, that's what everybody says. Barrel racers, the one thing that they are going to complain about is the dirt. And dirt is a very important factor when you're talking about these horses and the speeds that we're going.
Well, I seen something. I don't remember where it was, so I don't want to say the wrong place or get a bunch of people in trouble. But I did see something where there was a big barrel race going on, and a couple of horses had went down. 2 or 3 horses went down, and one of them was put down eventually.
Yeah, that was actually HUHA World. And the horse that got put down was Sherry Hall's great horse. Yeah, that was a pretty bad deal. They just let the ground get a little too dry, which it's just one of those things that kind of happens. And a bunch of horses slipped, and when you start talking slips and concrete under dirt, you start talking about real fatal injuries. That horse, she cracked her femur, which cut her carotid artery up there in her hip, and she bled out by the time they got her to the emergency vet at the back of that arena. So it's really bad, but.
Well, that's one of the deals that people, you know, I seen some comments and different things floating around about that after some of that stuff had happened, and they were talking about, well, you know, these horses, that's what they do, they run this, that, and the other, and I saw one guy's comment, and after reading the comment, I thought, you know, it does make a lot of sense if people really understood that part of it, because somebody had made the comment about race horses, and then about the barrel horses, but then when you think about it, race horses run on a racetrack, and most of those racetracks are a racetrack all year round, and they work on that dirt and that ground all year round. These rodeos are in basketball arenas, football fields, baseball. They're just thrown together. So
and that's exactly right. When you start talking about bringing dirt on top of concrete, or, you know, it could be any kind of type of surface that they are putting this dirt on, when these barrel horses come in and they're coming to their rate point and they are digging their, you know, ass in the ground to turn, a lot of times those ruts are huge, and they get so close to that, you know, if it's not packed right and it doesn't have enough water on it, you're getting so close to that concrete that essentially it's almost like you're running on top of concrete and asking a horse to stop and turn. Things start breaking, you know, you start having stifle injuries, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of this has come into play here. You know, horses falling. I mean, when you get faster and faster, and the athletic ability of these horses that are coming into the rodeo circuit these days, that's something that they really need to think about. But, you know, you also have those people that say, you know, it should be a rodeo horse. Well, that's true, but we're also asking for the best in the world, and we should be able to expect the best dirt.
That's right.
For those type of horses.
That's
so,
right.
I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword. So, it's just kind of one of those things that I just kind of, you know, it's hard. It really is hard. And sometimes it just depends on the day. You know, one day I can go to a 3-day race, and one day the arena's sticky, and they didn't do nothing different the next day, and the arena ground is great. well, it was a little bit more foggy one day than it was the next day.
All right.
So, I mean, that kind of stuff affects it too. So that's kind of one of those things.
Yeah, and that's like I say. There's no set. As far as to my knowledge, I don't know because I don't barrel race. But to my knowledge, there's no set rules or guidelines of what the dirt has to be. Is there?
No, I mean, there's certain specs that you would like to have, but that doesn't mean even if you have the most perfect ground conditions, that if it's not drug or if it's too wet, that it's still going to be a perfect ground condition. So you just try to do the best you can for that day and that event. And that's kind of where I stand as far as it goes. I produce barrel races as well, and I just, I try to do the best that I can, and that's about all you can do. It's a very, very, very hard subject, and you just don't want to let things get too dry where horses are going to start sliding. You don't want to let it get too wet where horses start, it's like they're mud bogging
Right.
to get around. So I mean, you want to make sure you don't get big ruts, because big ruts means that you're going to have tendon injuries and stifle injuries, and we could talk about this subject all night.
Well, there's nobody else here. Everybody got scared it's getting cold. Well, we had snow flurries today, and this is Texas. And if you see a snow flurry, you shut down the state, and that's kind of what's happened over here.
Well, I have seen some of my girlfriends posting that you guys are getting snow flurries, which is kind of funny that I'm up here in Oklahoma and we have none.
Huh.
It's very cold, but we haven't got any. But as soon as I say that, tomorrow the avalanche is going to break loose.
Right. So what? I've been looking over this list. I think we did our NFR picks last week and picked our people. What are you looking forward to? I know as far as the barrel racing, what other events do you watch for? I mean, are there other certain events that you really like that you'll watch too, besides the barrel racing?
I like the team roping, and I like to watch the tie down. Those are my two events that I like watching. Other than I watch saddle bronc too. I kind of sit and watch those, and that's about it for me. I'm not a real big bull riding fan, but
All right.
Well,
Well,
that could have something to do with my ex-husband, but we're not going to go down that path.
All right. So what? So you team? You said team roping. You said tie down. All right. Who's your? We did picks last week. Now what we did is we didn't pick. When we made our picks, we didn't choose who we thought were going to win the world, because some of these are going to be long shots, some are not. So we just picked our who we thought would win the average. Who would win the NFR, but not necessarily the world. So. In your team roping or tie down, who you want to see win that deal?
I haven't really kept up on anybody.
Uh-oh.
But Coleman, Proctor Coleman, and his partner.
Uh-huh.
I like them a whole lot.
Well, they're sitting 5th right now.
Well, I like them a whole lot. I've known them for a very long time, and they are very, very, very close friends. But, if I could see somebody win and graciously win and do a good job, that's them. That would be my pick.
All right. What about tie down? Who you got tie down roping?
Tie down. I haven't really picked my one true tie down. This person is my favorite. I do like to watch tough, but I always root for the underdog. So not exactly sure on that one.
All right.
I'd hate to say it that way, but that's kind of where that's kind of where it lies right now.
All right.
Because I don't want to go for the sure favorite, but
Yeah, that's what everybody all school did. I want to go to Sure. I said, no, what I did, I just went by when I was biased on mine. I just went by and narrowed down all the people that's been on the show, and then go between, and then go from there, pick one, and then it's like that's all I can pick, because there's a lot of good people in there. There's a lot of good names in there to pick from. It's just hard. It's hard to pick just one.
It really is. I mean, it's kind of, you're just like, well, that person's good, but gosh, that person's good too. And I mean, I don't think there's anybody in any of the field, anywhere in the NFR that you can't say that all 15 are qualified to be there.
Right.
I don't know that there's any of them. So,
Well, I'll just for out of tight end roping, I had to go. The one that I would like to see have a real good finals. I'd like to see Corey Solomon have a good finals. I'd like to see him do something this year.
Well, yeah. I mean, and there's a sure possibility.
I think it's his time.
Well, let's hope so. I really hope so.
What about the barrel racing? You been paying attention to any of that?
Oh, I have been paying attention since the beginning of this year. I can tell you right now. And all I can tell you is it's going to be a dog race. These girls are going to be after it. I mean, you have some people that have been to the NFR in the barrel racing that didn't even make the top 16 this year. I mean, Sherry Servey didn't even make it. And I mean, that's been unheard of for quite a few years. Not that she didn't try, it's just, and they set goals. I mean, girls in years past, if they won over, the $100,000 mark, they're there.
Yeah.
Not this year.
No, it got tough this year.
Yeah, it sure did.
The money shot.
Tiani.
Yeah. I said it right after I said it right. Tiani. Did you watch that where she got on to me for saying it wrong?
No, I did not.
Oh, I said it wrong.
Everybody says her name wrong everywhere.
Well, we worked on it so much, and then we worked on it. I talked to her the day before and everything, and then I still said it wrong.
It's kind of easy to do with her name, that's for sure. It really is. She's such a sweet lady.
I was reading on the internet. Of course, everything you read on the internet is true. I saw on the internet somewhere that I think maybe Blame It Dougal posted. Somebody posted that Lisa Lockhart's is hauling the only horse that's been to NFR twice. All the other horses are first timers. Not the people, but I mean the horses are hauling.
If I'm not mistaken, because I think Amber Lee's horse passed away. Yeah. Yep. Well, Kimmy Wall's horse, this will be her horse's second time there. And Ivy Conroe, I think Tippy has been there twice.
Uh-huh. So that's why you can't believe everything you see on the internet.
No. He's the only horse that's been there for more than 3 times, I would.
Maybe that's what I saw. I seen something about it today when I was looking at stuff. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe they said it's been there the most times or something like that. Maybe that's what that's it. That's what I read. Sure, that's it. That sounds better.
There you go. That works. That works. That works. So, I mean, and to have the Rookie of the Year in the top 15 this year is just insane. Tracy Bettis. I think I'm saying her last name right. Lord help me if I'm not.
We'll find out, because they will let you know when you say it wrong.
She has just exploded onto the scene, and just her and that horse. They went to WPRA finals, and I tell you what, she lit that arena on fire twice. And I tell you what, tonight's round should be very interesting. So as long as they have the ground issue fixed up there, it's going to be a horse race. These girls that are in here.
Have you heard anything about? Have you heard anything about the ground so far? I know. I seen the other day, or I guess the other day they were doing some run throughs and stuff like that. Have you heard anything? Any ground talk yet?
I have not heard any ground talk. The only thing I can say is that I've seen pretty much all these girls pull, their warm-up runs and stuff like that, just practicing in the arena, taking all the horses that they've had in the arena. And from what it looked like from their practice runs, and then just saying they had great workouts, everything went well, and there's no complaints, I'm begging to say that they probably fixed it. So,
all right.
We will find out after the first round, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you will definitely find out. But I mean, and with the horsepower that's there, I'm betting the arena record is broke.
That's what I was gonna say. Do you think somebody's gonna take a shot at the record?
There's quite a few horses in the field that could do it. Quite a few. Stevie Hillman on Sharpie. I don't know if you've seen how much she's been breaking arena records all across the country on that horse. She was just practicing down at Fort Worth and just broke the arena record down there at Billy Bob's down there at Fort Worth. That hadn't been broken in a couple of years. So.
Yeah, down at the stockyards. I seen something about that. I seen that.
Yeah. So, and I mean, Tiani's got some really nice horses. She broke the arena record at Calgary, which is, oh my goodness, that's just like, I don't even know what to say about that. But then you have Cassie Mallory on Junior. Junior set some arena records this year. I mean, Haley Kinsel came and won the American on the Palomino she's bringing in there. Amber Lee, you can't knock her out. She was so close to the arena record last year. I mean, she was right on it. So, I mean, I really think that these girls, these 15 girls are going to show you how to get it done. That's for sure.
It's gonna be some good watching. I think it's gonna be fast. I think it's gonna be some real fast times going on.
Oh yeah, you have some security horses that have come up through the ranks, which I know you don't pay attention to all that, but like CFA is going on in Oklahoma City right now, and like Sharpie and Junior have both been to the BFA, and wow.
It's gonna be good.
Wow.
It's gonna be fast.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fast.
Fast. These horses and these girls, every one of them, if there's a little bit of slack put in there, they're gonna raise the bar. So I'm excited. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat just waiting to watch all this.
Well, all right. Well, that's what I'm gonna do. I guess I better let you get ready for it, because I've got to get ready for it here shortly.
Yeah, that's what I gotta do. So.
And if our watching time tonight, and you're gonna be up late because barrel racing takes forever. When they get to it, if they started with it, it goes by faster, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would think so, but I'm kind of biased.
They drag it out and get that wherever, but they start so late. But I guess I don't know the time, how the time difference is up there. I don't know what time it is in their time they're starting.
Well, it always seems like if somebody is up there actually in the arena and they like Facebook Live it, they're always like an hour ahead of what the TV show is. So.
Yeah, and I get I get that a lot from the people when we're at these different events. So we've got the people up at the NFR. right now for a few days, and they're like, what? Well, Facebook Live, I can't do that. Well, so-and-so in the stands is, well, yeah, you can do that if you're in the stands.
Yeah.
I can't do that. You got different rules and regulations you got to follow when you're covering an event than when you're just sitting there watching. But
That is absolutely correct.
But
That's absolutely correct.
and speaking of that, and speaking of people doing that, you should see over the last, I've noticed it over the last probably year, how strict how strict these associations have got on the media and covering events, as far as with all these avenues for Facebook Live and Instagram Live and all that. Because before, when the I guess it was 2014 when the American first came out, is when I really remember it happening, where everybody was periscoping. Periscope had just come out. Everybody was periscoping events. And I remember when we were at the American, they had a big sign about no periscoping. I was like, what in the world is that? Periscope what? Who brought a telescope in here? And
I think the barrel racers kind of brought that on. They kind of have a feed where people will be somewhere and be like, I'm periscoping it here and periscoping it there. So I think that's probably what happened. Because a lot of the barrel racers have gone on their page, their public pages, and said, look, there's not going to be any live feeds or anything like that from any of us.
yeah.
So they've obviously said something to all of them there.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah, they make sure to and let you know, because they it's a big no-no.
it is a big no-no. And then when you go to stuff like that, you do have to watch that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I get it. So, it is what it is. So, yeah, well.
All right, well, I'll let you get out of here so I can. I got some funny stuff to talk about.
Okay.
I don't know why it's funny. I think it's funny. We'll find out, but I got some funny stories. We'll tell you some funny stories, and we'll let you get back to getting your NFL your NFR watching party going.
Okay, well, that sounds good. I look forward to talking to you guys more down the road.
Alrighty, we'll talk to you later.
Later.
All right, you heard it. You heard it right there about that. She told you all about the dirt and what's going on with that. So hopefully the dirt is going to be fixed. And I'm sure everybody's like, what? How much time is left? When are we going to win? All right. I'm going to do some beef. We're going to do some beef talk right here. We're going to tell you about beef stuff. Angus TV, by the way, Angus TV, has sent some information over for you guys about meat and stuff. So I'm going to let you guys check this out, and then when we come back, I'll throw a question out for the ticket package so that somebody can win some tickets to the American and Iron Cowboy. So let's check this out.
Beef industry is building supply. So are its competitors.
We expect the cow herd is going to grow again. We'll be up another 700,000 head, maybe 800,000 head on January 1. So the trend of increasing supply, more numbers to harvest, more production, not only of beef but also of pork and poultry, there's going to be a lot of protein on the market.
Randy Block says that presents a good news, bad news story for beef producers.
The cattle markets got pretty hot in 2014-15, and we all understood that wasn't sustainable with the price increases that we went through. Supplies have increased, prices have corrected back in here at levels that I think are much more comfortable. I don't think our markets have a lot more down, but they got to ease lower here over the course of the next couple of years. One of the things I think we're going to see is retailers and food service operations are going to have good margins. So I think we'll see great featuring activity. They're going to have the margin incentive to feature beef on a regular basis as we finish 2017, go into 2018. So I think that's a real positive thing for our industry.
In the last decade, choice and prime grading increased from 50% to almost 80% of fed cattle. And certified Angus beef brand sales have moved from 500 million pounds to more than $1 billion annually.
In spite of that increase, we're maintaining premiums. The premiums are holding, actually have been big for the Choice Select spread or the CAB to Choice spread or the Prime to Choice spread. So that tells you a market wants more quality beef, and consumers are willing to pay for it. That's the message, I think, that's very clear in the data that we look at and analyze on a regular basis.
As all protein supplies increase, it'll put pressure on the industry to keep building demand outside our borders.
We've got a lot of consumers that love the product here in the U.S. We only have 4% of the world's population. And as more and more consumers around the world see their incomes rise, there's huge opportunities for the U.S. beef industry to continue to export more quantities of this high-quality protein to consumers, whether it be in China or Hong Kong or Japan or South Korea. You know, the list goes on and on and on. So I see wonderful opportunities to continue to expand our footprint globally.
In the meantime, Block suggests cow-calf producers here watch expenditures and focus on improvements that add to their bottom line. And he says profitability will shrink in the near term. I'm Bob Cervera.
All right. That's what he told you. Bob told you about that. That's what Bob told you. Somebody wants to win tickets, apparently. Somebody wants
You've
tickets
selected
for
your
rodeo.
show animal as a young
The
calf and
American
brought the
rodeo,
animal.
by the way. All right. I guess we'll do that. I guess that's what we'll do right now. How about this? Do you know? All right. I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes. And I'm going to throw the number up there. So if you're a sneaky snake and you wrote down the number last week, do not call until the number goes on the screen, because if you do, I'll know you cheated. Don't be a cheater. So that's what we're going to do. How about this? Let me do this story, crazy story right here quick, and then because I've got to dance around this one. And I'll do a couple of these crazy stories while I'm doing that. I'll ask you the question. The American rodeo. They had fan exemptions, all right? The American fan exemption. The fans voted on who they wanted to be there for the fan exemption. Someone won that exemption, or in each, certain events, people won. And what I want to know, if you know, what is the name of the barrel racer that got the first fan exemption? Who was that? If you know, be ready to call, because that's the question. Wait for the number and you can call. Let's talk about this. Security camera seized. We're wondering why Texas is not here today. Security camera seized and recorded a burglar taking a life-size doll. Okay. You got toy stores, okay? It was a toy store. It was a doll at a toy store. It was not Toys R Us, by the way. So what's going on with that is this. There's a video. I saw the video. The video didn't really show much. It looks like a kidnapping, which that's kind of what they thought. Police in Australia released security camera footage of a man smashing his way into a grown-up's store and abducting with a life-size doll. The Victorian Police at Kingston's crime unit said the man, whose face was concealed by a pair of pantyhose, was caught on camera driving up to the store in Moonababin just after 6 a.m. Monday in a white Ford van. Matter of fact, it was a windowless van. Security camera footage shows a man using bolt cutters to get to the fence before smashing his way into the store. The man is seen exiting the store with a 5.5 foot tall Dorothy doll and loaded it into his van. Oh man! So we all know what he got for Christmas. Yeah. Speaking of security cameras, how about this one? I got a good one. I got another good one for you here. Amazon. Amazon's delivering packages, and they're using I guess contract delivery guys or whatever right now. Well, this security camera in California caught this guy. A man in California who suspected his neighbor's dog of pooping in his driveway checked the security camera and discovered the real culprit was the van driver. What? In Sacramento, California, he found a large piece of fecal matter at the end of his driveway when he arrived home about 3 o'clock on Tuesday. So he checked his camera to see whose dog it was, and if he wasn't flabbergasted by the delivery driver, who apparently really had to go, and just copped a squat right there in the driveway. So they contacted Amazon, and I guess they're coming to pick up that package, apparently. Oh man, people these days, you gotta think about this. You're on camera everywhere you go. You're on a security camera everywhere you go. No matter where you are, you're on camera somewhere. You're in the woods, you're probably on a game camera or a satellite. If you're in town, you're on cameras all over businesses, no matter where you are. Just like when you go to people's houses. Just like for my house, for instance, I've got cameras at. When you're coming down, once you get off the highway, you're coming to the house. I see you. When you come to the driveway, I see you. When you're outside, I see you. If you're at the barn, I see. Wherever you are, I see you. When you're in the house, I see you. Sometimes I forget there's cameras in my house while I'm walking around, and it clicks in my head that people probably wonder what I'm doing. What is this guy? What is going on in there? So yeah, but you're on camera everywhere you go, people. Get that through your skull, because you don't want to be that guy. And if he's in that neighborhood, did he just not think to go to the gas station? And you know what I mean? Just go to the gas station and do that. Do your business in the gas station, guys. Come on. I got a story right here about Tex, or a picture of Tex. Guess I'll do this one right quick, and then we'll do some other things. Yeah. Let's do the story about Tex. Scuba diver discovered a statue of Tex in the Red Sea. A scuba diver off the coast of Egypt captured video of a bizarre underwater discovery. It was a donkey statue covered in fish and crustaceans. The video showed a statue wearing a hat, but the condition of the headgear indicates it had not been underwater near as long as the statue. Footage investigates all sides of a donkey and discovers large fish hiding in the donkey's tail. So I don't know. I think that's pretty neat. I think that's a neat deal. Imagine that guy he found a hat in there stuck on a donkey's head or whatever. But I think that's pretty neat. And then if you look behind that donkey, there's something else. I can't tell what that is, but I think that's a pretty neat deal. I don't know. I thought it was neat. I thought you guys would think it was neat as well. So I don't know. That's all I do. Let's roll on to another story. I got a good one here. In France. French story here. We'll talk about that. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. I thought this was kind of neat. You know, you see a lot of GoFundMe's, and everybody's got a GoFundMe for everything. It's like nobody plans for their life anymore. No one knows how to plan for their anything. It's like, I got a speeding ticket. I need a GoFundMe to go pay my ticket. My car broke down. I need a GoFundMe to fix my car. I'm moving into. There was a GoFundMe for somebody that was moving into an apartment and they had a GoFundMe to buy furniture to put in their apartment. Yeah, help me furnish my house. Here's my GoFundMe for my. What in the world? So, this one here is actually a good GoFundMe right here. Check this out. Thousands of strangers joined a crowdfunding campaign to save the crumbling French chateau from being demolished. A group of over 8,000 people pledged at least $60 each on the French crowdfunding site to adopt this 13th century Chateau de la Mont, with the hopes of restoring the property and opening it up to the public. The La Mont belongs to thousands of users through its collective purchase. We believe in the preservation and development of the heritage, and for the civil strength, always the greatness. It said to cloud from the group reached its goal of about $590,000 in 40 days, and has so far collected $790,000 from more than 8,000 donors. Where was I at there? The donors. The donors will be offered shares in the company to run the chateau and set up early next year for additional dollars donation. So you can continue to donate if you want to get shares in the property. I think it's a neat looking property. When I was over in England, we traveled to lots of castles and things, and there's some pretty neat old stuff over there that needs to be taken care of. So I do like that place there, that picture. I'd like to go see that. Let's see. The idea was not about raising money, but getting as many people as possible to participate in saving this magical fairy tale place. It's the Lamont. The oldest portions date back to the 13th century, and the chateau was taken twice by the English in the Middle Ages and was ransacked during the French Revolution. Nearly 5,000 acre property, which includes almost 3,000 acres of forest surrounded by a moat, was last purchased by Mark Demure in 1981. I killed myself for 2 years trying to save this place with preservation, but I was sick into my projects were torpedoed by certain people. I'm tempted to declare it run so it can be destroyed, is what he said in 2012. So apparently plans didn't go his way and he wanted to tear it down. Anyone interested in becoming part owner can make a donation within the next 20 days. An additional $590,000 required to make the structure safe, and once the second phase has been completed, the property will be overseen by an executive committee that will consult with the General Assembly of Co-Owners. So that right there is pretty neat. If you want opportunity to get some shares in a French chateau, right there, do it. Maybe I should turn the phone on. How about that? What if I turned it on? You think that might help? Everybody's like, what? Yeah, maybe we'll call and win tickets if you turn the phone on. Oh. Oops. All right. Let's move on to another one. Let's see here. Let's look at another photograph. Yeah. Let's look at this horse. You want to see a horse? All right. Check this out. This is a New York State. New York State right here. This horse fell in a pool, in a cesspool. They call it a cesspool. And police in New York State led the rescue operation for a horse that ended up partially submerged and collapsed in a collapsed cesspool on its owner's property. The 6-year-old horse escaped from its owner's barn in Islip Terrace just at 4 o'clock on Thursday. Was grazing in home's backyard when its hindquarters sank into a cesspool. Created a hole about 6 foot wide. The horse was to the left with about 4 foot below ground with the water waist up to his neck. Water and waste. Also, he fell in the toilet. Toilet water. Okay. I guess that's cesspool. Yeah, he fell in the toilet water. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see. The fire crews arrived, pumped the water and waste out of the home, while local construction company dispatched a payloader, which would probably be more like a front end loader, and to help make a ramp. He was moved. Santino is the horse's name. Santino was moved from the hole and checked out by the veterinarian. He said that the horse did not appear to have any serious injuries. He probably just stunk really bad. The owner said he bought the horse 2 years ago in Louisiana. Oh, he's one of those guys. Okay. He bought the horse in Louisiana from a special place, and hauled it to New York City. All right. So what else is going on? What else do I got? I got something. I got another story for this, story for that. All right. We're gonna kill it. We're gonna conclude our feed. We'll continue here. Those of you on the recording, we're out of here. We'll continue on for the ticket giveaway. Now that we got the phone back on, we're out of time, but we're out of time for recording. We're not out of time for being live. So we're going to continue to be live to give the tickets away. Those of you listening on a replay are not going to know who won. PepperStewart.com.